1990, Michael Jordan was a god. Let's check it out. Okay, reactors, welcome back to the channel, the Nuclear Reactor, the reaction channel where all the reactions go nuclear. Before we get into this video, if you're a Hoops fan, go over to my Hoops channel, Ring Culture, where I give the latest news and updates on everything basketball. But while you're here with me on my reaction channel, like and comment down below. That helps me get into the algorithm. It's a pleasure having you all here. Subscribe, hit the bell notification so you can be notified for every time I upload, and share my videos worldwide so we can grow this community. And we're getting back into another video about the GOAT, Michael Jordan. This one should be fun. 1991, Michael Jordan was a god. Let's see what it's hitting for.
And the Chicago Bulls have won their first ever NBA championship.
June 12th, 1991, 11:47 p.m., The Forum, Los Angeles. For 7 years, they called him the most talented player who couldn't win when it mattered. 7 years of playoff heartbreak, swept by the Celtics, destroyed by the Pistons, always falling short. 7 years of watching Bird raise banners. 7 years of Magic's smile after another championship. But on this night, something fundamentally shifted in the universe of basketball. This wasn't just a championship, this was a coronation. This was the night Michael Jordan stopped being mortal. The criticism was over. The doubts were dead. 7 years of can't win the big one, erased.
A scoring champ can't win a championship. Jordan selfish. It was a lot of this chatter going on back then.
7 years of can't win the big one, erased in one magical run.
Michael going to work. Jordan past Petrovic.
He didn't just beat opponents anymore. He transformed the very concept of what basketball players could be. He turned physics.
Before we go on, check out the Michael Jordan compilation I put together on my page here. It's called Michael Jordan Freakish. I did it maybe a couple days ago. Y'all would absolutely love it. Some of Michael Jordan's rarest plays in his career. Such freakish athleticism that he was showing in the clips I put together. I'm going to be doing a part 2 in maybe a few months as well. Check it out.
What basketball players could be. He turned physics into poetry. He made winning look inevitable. And if you weren't there to witness it, sit down, lock in. Because I'm about to show you what basketball looks like when a man becomes a myth.
The evolution before the
To understand the deity Jordan became in 91, you need to understand the mortality he shed. See, from 1984 to 1990, Michael Jordan was a spectacular failure. He could score. 63 against the 86 Celtics. He could fly. Every night was a highlight reel. But winning, championship winning, the numbers were brutal. Multiple first round exits, 3 straight conference finals losses to Detroit, 0 finals appearances, 0 rings. While Jordan was creating posters, Larry Legend and Magic were creating legacies. Bird, 3 rings, Magic, 5 rings, Jordan, 0 rings, and a growing reputation as the greatest player who couldn't figure out how to be a champion. The Detroit Pistons made it personal. They didn't just beat Jordan, they punished him. Chuck Daly's Jordan rules were simple. Hit him again. Make him lose his cool. Make him distrust his teammates. Make him human. And it worked. 88, loss in 5. 89, loss in 6. 1990, the breaking point. Loss in 7. with Scottie Pippen's migraine game becoming a symbol of Chicago's soft.
Pistons, the Knicks in the early 90s, and the Pacers in the late 90s. Great basketball teams, but they were ultra physical. And they played great defense on top of the fact that they were also beating the living daylights out of the other team. Just brutal basketball.
Migraine game becoming a symbol of Chicago's soft reputation. But watch what happens next, because this is where mortality ends and godhood begins. 15 pounds of muscle, not just weight, armor. Jordan spent the summer of 1990 rebuilding his body with one purpose: to never be pushed around again.
Yep.
His trainer, Tim Grover, later said, Michael didn't want to get bigger, he wanted to get angrier. Meanwhile, Phil Jackson was rebuilding Jordan's mind. The triangle offense wasn't about limiting Jordan, it was about making him omnipresent.
Yes.
Instead of guarding one man, teams now had to guard a system
Look at the
powered
way the
by the
offense
most
works.
dangerous player alive. Before the triangle, 5.9 assists per game career
Which is
average.
elite.
In 1990,
First of all, 5.9 assists for a shooting guard is ultra elite. So it wasn't that he was pitting up gaudy numbers with Doug Collins, but Doug Collins, it was just his other teammates wasn't involved enough. That sounds very strange when you see 5.9 assists, but it's just the truth. The triangle offense made teams have to guard the whole floor, and Jordan still needed to be triple teamed at the same time. It opened everything up for him.
assists per game career average. In 1991, 11.4 assists per game in the finals.
Yeah.
That's not evolution, that's mutation. And then there was Pippen, no longer the kid with migraines, now a 6'8" defensive destroyer who could guard anyone from point guards to power forwards.
Pitt was
Jordan
6'7".
finally had a running mate who could keep up. Horace Grant became a rebounding machine. Cartwright provided veteran toughness. Paxson turned into a sniper from the corners. This wasn't Jordan and the Jordanairs anymore. This was a team built for war.
Yep.
But make no mistake, they all orbited around one sun. And in 1991, that sun went supernova.
Yep.
From opening night, something was different. Jordan wasn't hunting for points, he was hunting for perfection. First game, 31 points, 10 assists, 8 rebounds against the Sixers. Complete control. The Bulls started 13-3, then went 25-5, then 41-9. This wasn't just winning, this was systematically dismantling the league's confidence. Teams were beaten before the bus arrived at Chicago Stadium. Watch the tape from that season. Really watch it. Jordan had added a post game that was unguardable. Too strong for guards, too quick for forwards, too smart for double teams. He'd catch the ball 15 feet out, feel the defense, and know exactly what they feared most. Then he'd give it to them. From the post, 58%. Mid-range, 54%. At the rim, 67%. There was no safe space, no defensive scheme, no answer. But here's what separated 91 Jordan from every version before. He made defense sexy.
Wow.
Averaged 2.7 steals while barely gambling. He'd study film like a professor, memorizing every player's go-to move, their comfort zones, their panic buttons. Clyde Drexler said it best. You think you had him beat, then realize he wanted you to think that. Jordan wasn't just playing defense, he was playing chess at 100 miles per hour. The old Jordan screamed at teammates for missing shots. The 91 Jordan, he'd pull them aside during free throws. Next time down, set a harder screen. I'll get you a better look. Leadership through precision, not just passion. By March, the Bulls weren't just winning, they were performing. Every game was a clinic, every quarter was a statement. They finished 61-22, best record in the Eastern Conference. Michael Jordan, 31.5 points per game, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 2.7 steals. MVP, scoring champion, first team All-NBA, first team All-Defense.
Wow.
But regular season excellence meant nothing to Jordan. Not anymore. He'd had
MJ got busy in the 1991 playoffs too. I'm pretty sure this guy's about to take us through the journey. he was, wow.
Not anymore. He'd had MVPs, enough scoring titles, enough individual glory. He wanted Detroit. He wanted Magic. He wanted them all to bow.
Yes.
May 19th, 1991.
The Detroit Massacre. When
May
Bulls
19th,
became victims.
1991. The Palace of Auburn Hills. Piston fans came ready for another Bulls execution.
Yeah.
They brought brooms, expecting a sweep. They'd get one.
It definitely was a sweep and a massacre. Just not the one Detroit was expecting.
They brought brooms, expecting a sweep. They'd get one, just not the kind they had imagined. From the opening tip, you could see it in the Pistons' eyes. Confusion. Jordan wasn't avoiding contact. He was initiating it. Lambier's cheap shots, Jordan absorbed them and smiled. Rodman's mind games, Jordan ignored them and scored.
Yep.
Thomas's trash talk, Jordan responded with silence and buckets. Game 1 final score, Bulls 94, Pistons 83.
It wasn't silence. In 91, if y'all ever get a chance, go back and look at like the individual games. Jordan was getting into it with the Piston players and he was not backing down. Dude was intense.
Bulls 94, Pistons 83.
Right there,
But the
see?
score didn't tell the story. This was
He was
psychological
talking
warfare,
shit.
and Jordan had already won. Chuck Daly later admitted, "We knew in the first quarter of Game 1, our edge was gone. Michael wasn't that kid anymore.
Yep.
Game 2 was a horror movie for Detroit. Jordan didn't just beat them, he dissected them. 35 points on 74% shooting. Read that again. 74%. Against the team that invented defending him. But watch how he scored. No wild drives hoping for calls. Everything was calculated. Footwork perfect. Shoulders squared. Followed through textbook. He was beating them with fundamentals. And that hurt worse than any dunk. Game 3 in Detroit. The Pistons' last stand. Their crowd was vicious. Jordan sucks chance from the warm-ups.
Yeah, did
Security had to escort Jordan's family. This was Detroit's house, where dreams went to die. Jordan's response?
Ew.
33 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. But forget the numbers. Watch his demeanor. No emotion, no celebration. Just cold, methodical execution. Like a surgeon who's done this operation 1,000 times. By the fourth quarter, you could see it. The bad boys were broken. Lambier stopped throwing elbows. Rodman stopped talking. Thomas looked like he'd aged 5 years in 3 games. And then,
And listen, they was not old. They did not get. Everyone gets older. They wasn't old though. All of those Detroit Pistons was well within their prime when the Bulls beat them. This narrative that they were old is absolute nonsense. Jordan beat a prime Detroit 2-time championship Pistons team who was ready to go three-peat in their prime. Stop the narratives. Michael Jordan beat a juggernaut.
looked like he'd aged 5 years in 3 games. And then came the moment that defined an era's death. Game 4. Bulls up 115-94. Block winding down. Thomas gathers his troops at midcourt. They turn toward the tunnel. They walk. No handshakes. No acknowledgement. No respect for the new kings. Jordan's response?
Who
Nothing.
cares?
Absolutely nothing.
Who
He
cares?
didn't chase them. He didn't yell. Didn't gloat. He just stood there,
Nope.
watching the former champions slink away like defeated gladiators
Yeah.
leaving the Colosseum. In the locker room, while his teammates celebrated, Jordan sat quietly. Scottie Pippen asked him why he wasn't more excited. Jordan's response? "We haven't won anything yet."
Exactly.
4-0 sweep. Jordan, 29.8 points, 5.3 rebounds, 7 assists per game.
Damn,
Bulls
17 points
outscored
per
Pistons
game.
by an average of 17.3
That's
points.
how you quiet
The bad
somebody.
boys were dead. The Jordan rules were obsolete, but the real test was coming.
This the Sixers?
June 2nd, 1991, Chicago Stadium.
Oh, he should have went to the
Michael
Sixers
Jordan
series.
versus Magic Johnson. The Prince versus the King. The future versus the present. Except nobody told Jordan he was supposed to wait his turn. This wasn't just a finals. This was a coronation waiting to happen. Magic's Lakers. Showtime's last dance. Jordan's Bulls. A dynasty being born. The basketball world held its breath. Game 1, Chicago Stadium. The energy was nuclear. Jordan came out hunting. 36 points, 8 assists, 12 rebounds. A complete performance.
Insane.
But the Lakers had one more Showtime moment left. Sam Perkins hitting clutch threes. Worthy finding creases in the defense. Final. Lakers 93, Bulls 91. But here's what scared the Lakers. Jordan didn't look frustrated. He looked intrigued. Like a chess master who just saw his opponent's best move and already knew how to counter it. Phil Jackson told the team one thing. They just showed us everything they have. We haven't even started. Game 2 was when the Lakers learned what playoff Jordan really meant. Not the spectacular Jordan, the surgical Jordan. Game 2, the Lakers came out desperate. More physical, more focused. They actually led at halftime. Phil Jackson's calm message to Jordan, they're showing you too much respect. Remind them why.
Wow.
Third quarter, Jordan drives baseline. Perkins.
This shot right here was the 13th shot of 13 straight shots made by Michael Jordan in a row in that game. NBA Finals record. Dominant performance.
Jordan drives baseline. Perkins and Divac converge. Jordan goes up with his right hand, sees the contact coming, and then he switches to his left hand in mid-air. Not around the defenders, through them. The ball kisses the glass and drops. Chicago Stadium exploded. 20,000 people losing their minds. Not because of a home team basket, but because they just witnessed something that shouldn't exist.
Right.
That play broke the Lakers' spirit.
Yep.
You could see it in their eyes. How do you game plan for someone who invents new possibilities mid-flight? Game 3 in Los Angeles. Series tied 1-1. The Forum. Magic's house. If the Lakers were going to seize control, it had to be done here.
Yep.
They threw everything. Zones,
Wow.
box and one, switching defense. Jordan's response, perfect balance. When they overplayed him, he facilitated. 13 assists.
What a
When they
pass,
sagged
what a
off to
shot.
stop his passing, he attacked. 29 points. A masterclass in reading defenses. Game 4 was Jordan at his most terrifying. Up 2-1, smell of a championship in the air. He could have coasted. Instead, pure aggression from the opening tip. 28 points. But more importantly, complete control. He wasn't just trying to win, he was trying to demoralize. Game 5, June 12th, 1991. One win from history. The old Jordan might have pressed, forced shots, tried too hard. The God version, he orchestrated a symphony.
Yep.
30 points on 11 of 25 shooting. But the 10 assists told the real story. He was everywhere. Skip pass to Paxson in the corner, 3.
Yep.
Drive and dish to Grant, dunk. Post up, draw double team, find Pippen, layup. With 3 minutes left, up 15, Jordan caught the ball at the foul line.
Dribbling.
The entire Lakers defense sagged towards him. He looked at them, all 5 defenders cheating his way, smiled, and hit Paxson for another 3. Game over.
Pippen got off in that game too.
7 years of doubt,
Game
over.
5.
When the buzzer sounded, Jordan didn't jump, didn't scream. He just walked to the ball, picked it up, and headed to the locker room. The celebration could wait. This moment was his. In that tiny visitor's locker room in Los Angeles, Michael Jordan, the man who turned weakness into strength, failure into fuel, finally let go. 7 years of can't win the big one.
Yep.
7 years of watching others celebrate.
Yep.
7 years of questions. Gone.
It was 7 years of a scoring champion can't win. Jordan is selfish. They pretty much was calling him a black hole. All this other stuff. Yes, a lot of criticism he took. And to get that monkey off his back, that had to be refreshing.
Others celebrate. 7 years of questions. Gone. All gone. 5 games. Jordan. 31.2 points. 6.6 rebounds. 11.4 assists per game. 2.8 steals. 55.8% field goal percentage. Finals MVP. Unanimous. Here's what nobody understood yet. Winning the championship didn't complete Jordan, it unleashed him.
Yeah.
See, before 1991, Michael Jordan was a basketball player. After 1991, he was a global corporation disguised as an athlete. The night commercials stopped selling shoes and started selling dreams. Air Jordan wasn't footwear, it was a belief system.
Yeah.
Believe you could fly, believe you could win, believe you could be him. Within months, kids in Barcelona were doing tongue-wagging layups, teenagers in Tokyo were wearing baggy shorts, courts in Cairo had makeshift Jordan posters. This wasn't American cultural export, this was basketball imperialism, and Jordan was the emperor. The numbers were staggering. NBA ratings up 20%, attendance records shattered wherever the Bulls played. Jordan's salary, $2.5 million. His Nike deal, $20 million.
Wow.
His impact on the league's value, immeasurable. David Stern later admitted, Michael didn't save the NBA, he transformed it.
Yeah.
We went from a league with drug problems and tape-delayed finals to must-see global entertainment. That transformation has a name, Jordan. But the real impact wasn't in boardrooms, it was on playgrounds. Every kid taking a jumper was suddenly leaning back, tongue out. Every drive to the basket ended with an attempted layup package. Basketball wasn't just a game anymore, it was performance art. Let's get technical for a minute, because calling Jordan a god is poetic, but understanding why requires analysis. Watch any Jordan footage from 1991. Notice something? Everything is fundamentally perfect. The footwork, always balanced.
Yeah.
The release,
Yeah.
identical every time. The defensive positioning, textbook, but at warp speed.
Yeah.
Other stars had signature moves. Jordan had complete mastery. While everyone else was playing checkers, Jordan was solving basketball like a math equation.
Damn.
Same problem, perfect answer, every single time. That's not talent, that's 10,000 hours of obsessive preparation
Yes.
meeting the perfect moment.
Yes.
But
Inside the
physical
mind of a
gifts
killer.
and technical skill only explain half of 1991 Jordan.
Yeah.
The other half, the half that separated him from every talented player who couldn't win, that was all mental. Jordan didn't practice, he hunted. Every drill was game 7. Every scrimmage was personal. Teammates tell stories of Jordan turning simple shooting drills into competition,
Yeah.
then refusing to leave until he won. BJ Armstrong remembers, we'd be up 20 in a meaningless February game, and Mike would be furious because someone scored on him. He took every basket personally,
Wow.
every single one. The preparation was psychotic. Jordan studied every referee's tendencies, which ones called hand checks tight, which ones let you play physical. He knew every arena's dead spots on the floor, which rims were soft, which courts were slippery. But the
Wow.
real edge was his memory. Jordan never forgot. You celebrated a dunk on him in November, he was dropping 40 on you in March. You talked trash in warm-ups, he was embarrassing you by halftime. Every slight, real or imagined, became fuel. And then there was the look, you know the one. Eyes narrowed, jaw clenched, absolute focus. When Jordan gave you that look, the game was over. Not eventually, right then. Because he decided you were going to lose. And his will was stronger than your hope. So why 1991? Why was this the year Michael Jordan transcended from superstar to superhuman?
He
Simple.
broke through.
It was the perfect storm of preparation meeting opportunity. Physical evolution, check. Mental maturity, check. System understanding, check. Supporting cast, check. Chip on the shoulder,
Check.
Every element aligned. The body was ready, stronger, more durable. The mind was sharp, patient but ruthless. The system maximized his gifts while hiding nothing. The team could finally hold their own.
Yeah.
And the motivation? 7 years of can't win the big one had created a monster. The pre-1991 Jordan was reactive. He responded to defenses. The
Yeah.
1991 Jordan was predictive. He knew what defenses could do before they did it.
Yep.
The pre-1991 Jordan needed the ball. The 1991 Jordan was dangerous without it.
Yep.
The pre-1991 Jordan wanted to win. The 1991 Jordan expected to win. This wasn't just growth, this was metamorphosis. The caterpillar hadn't just become a butterfly, it had become a dragon. Every superstar since 1991 has chased Jordan's ghost.
Yeah.
Kobe's fadeaway, Jordan. LeBron's chase down blocks, trying to match Jordan's defensive impact. The idea that a wing player could dominate every aspect of basketball, that
Yes. what he's saying right here, and back in those days, teams were predicated around big men. Obviously, big men were closer to the basket. They were so dominant, and there was no wing player winning. You wasn't winning the championship back in Jordan era unless you had a big man. It's not to say that there weren't great wing players. There were exceptionally great wing players, but they all their systems ran through one great big man, and Michael Jordan destroyed that narrative, completely shattered it.
Could dominate every aspect of basketball. That blueprint was drawn in 1991.
Yep.
The positionless basketball we see today, Jordan proved it in 91.
Yep.
He played point guard, shooting guard, small forward, sometimes all in the same possession. Labels became meaningless when you could do everything at an elite level. But beyond basketball, 1991 Jordan created the template for athletic greatness.
Yes.
Work harder than everyone, trust the process, but never the competition. Turn weakness into strength, make winning an addiction, not an achievement. Every player turn weakness into strength, everyone. Trust the process, but never the competition.
Never the competition.
Turn weakness into strength, make winning an addiction, not an achievement. Every player who's ever studied film, who's ever added counters to their moves, who's ever visualized before games, they're all disciples of the church Jordan built in 1991. They're all disciples of the church Jordan built in 1991. Michael Jordan in 1991 wasn't just the best player in basketball, he was basketball. Every possession was a masterclass. Every game was a statement. Every moment was history being written in real time. He didn't just win a championship, he broke the sport's old hierarchy and rebuilt it with himself at the apex. Not through politics or luck or timing, through sheer, undeniable, terrifying excellence. 1991 Michael Jordan, NBA champion, Finals MVP, regular season MVP, first team All-NBA, first team All-Defense, scoring champion, and transformed basketball forever. They say Jordan played 15 seasons. That's wrong. Jordan played one season, 1991, and then spent the rest of his career reminding everyone what they'd witnessed. The championships that followed, the records, the moments, all echoes of what he became when he finally broke through. Because in 1991, Michael Jordan didn't just become a champion, he became inevitable. He became immortal. He became exactly what we've been told was impossible. Perfect. Jordan in 1991 was a god, and if you don't believe me, well, you weren't paying attention. But here's the thing about gods. They're never satisfied with one miracle. What happened in 1993? Jordan didn't just repeat, he evolved into something even more terrifying. He became vengeful. Want to see what happens when God gets angry? Subscribe, because 1993 Jordan makes 91 look like a warm-up. Drop a comment. What's your favourite 91 Jordan moment? Like if Jordan's the GOAT. Subscribe for more basketball mythology, because we're just getting started.
Bravo, bravo, bravo. What a great video. Yes. I'm loving these videos that these creators are coming out with, explaining certain parts of MJ career. That was a masterpiece of a video. I got a few more of them coming out with Michael Jordan, explaining parts of his career. I love that video. But yes, 1991, when Phil Jackson finally got there, he implemented a system that would help Jordan teammates to be more dangerous and help Michael Jordan in his championship aspirations. And obviously, Pippen and Grant had become much better players, and Pippen to me hit an all-star level, and that's all they needed. They beat some great teams back then too. And again, that Piston team was not old. That is an absolute lie. I don't know why people are still telling that lie. And also another myth that goes around. In that 91 finals, Scottie Pippen only guarded Magic Johnson in Game 2. Michael Jordan guarded him the rest of the time. That's another myth that goes around. But anyway, tell me what y'all think about 1991 Michael Jordan. And is he your GOAT? Is he not your GOAT? Let me know down below. I'll be down there with you guys. Likes and comments help me get my videos into the algorithm. I really appreciate you all the time. That's the video for today. My reactors, the pleasure. All mine, reaction, all yours. I love you guys. Peace.